Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Greater Good Awards event, sponsored by the Top Virginia Regional Chamber of Commerce and presented to you by Valley Health. My name is Mike Odell. I'm pleased to join you tonight as your Master of Ceremonies. The purpose of the Greater Goods Award is to celebrate outstanding individuals and businesses for the contributions they make to the quality of life and economic stability of our region through genuine community commitment, dedication to excellence, and ethical and creative business practices. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you Lisa Limoges of Naranjus Management to welcome you.
Thank you so much, Mike. On behalf of Naranjus Management Corporation, which is a parent company for McDonald's, Hand & Stone, Comfort Inn & Suites, Country Inn, Naranjus Properties, and the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema, I'd like to very humbly welcome you tonight. We thank you so much for including us in this great event, and want to thank the Top of Virginia Chamber for picking the Alamo Drafthouse to help host the event tonight. We are very proud of all the companies that are nominated this evening, and specifically just want to say congratulations to all the businesses attending here and throughout our beautiful area for your courage, creativity, and commitment to staying in business all through this crazy year. We know how hard it's been, and we certainly are cheering everyone on. We really appreciate it. Congratulations, have a wonderful evening, and thank you very much for coming to the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema.
Thank you, Lisa. As we get ready to start dinner, we ask that you please make sure that your food cart is placed upright on the table in front of you. You can redeem your 2 complimentary beverage tickets through your server at the bar in the lobby, or you can bring them into the table right here and I'll take care of that for you. Additional beverages can also be purchased at any time. I ask you to draw your attention to the screen and introduce you to Aaron Brewer of Fresh Faith to deliver our invocation.
What's up, Top of Virginia? My name is Aaron Brewer, and you might know me as the founding pastor of a Fresh Church in Winchester, Virginia. I since have moved, took my family with my wife Andrea, and we moved to the Crystal Coast of North Carolina in October of 2020. If you don't know me, maybe from that connection, you know my parents, Phil and Kendra Brewer. They're being honored tonight for the Legacy Award as they own Wilkins Shoe Center. Mom and Dad, for the sake of all of our feet, please keep going. Great job. Keep pressing forward. I want to tell you a little bit about what I do. My wife and I, when we moved to the Crystal Coast last year, we started a nonprofit called Fresh Faith. And what we do is we help people grow in their faith, but we also come alongside churches and help them grow spiritually and numerically. We also have a consulting side of it where we consult with organizations and businesses to help them find their strategies and find their new stride in 2021, because the world has taken its toll on how we do business. See, we don't believe that the current situation in the world is something that is an obstacle we should strive past, but it's an opportunity for us to thrive through. And we want to help you, help businesses seize this opportunity in order to thrive into the future. Well, now I'm going to shut up and do what I was asked to do, and that is to provide an invocation, to bless the food, and then to pray over your business. And I believe that we can see increase this year and beyond with a little help of the blessing of God. Will you pray with me right now? God, I pray for each person, each family, each business represented. God, I pray that you will provide increase, that you will restore losses, and that you will set us up to thrive into the future. God, I pray that you will help us stay focused on serving people in this community and beyond, knowing that that's what it's about. It's about how we serve others, and you bless us in return. So God, we ask your blessing on our businesses. We ask your blessing on our families. We pray your blessings over our community and over all of our kids. God, I pray that you will bring about the right people at the right time for the right purpose in our community. God, I also pray that you'll bless this food, bless conversation, and bless connections. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, if you want to connect with me in any way, you can do it right here on social media. You can also check out more about our ministry right here at this website. And if you can't remember any of that, just go into Wilkins Shoe Center and harass my parents until they point you in my direction. That's what most people do anyway. Thanks for having me. God bless you.
Thank you, Aaron, for that heartfelt message. I'm Cynthia Schneider, CEO at the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber, and I welcome you to this night of celebration. Oh, do we need to celebrate. As challenging as 2020 was, the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber community was able to thrive because of the deep legacy of community-minded businesses who collaborate to serve. We begin tonight's celebration by honoring a legacy member, our longest standing chamber business, 73-year member, Wilkins Shoe Center, currently owned by Philip and Kendra Brewer, parents to Aaron Brewer, who just gave our invocation. And talk about legacy. Here's a message from previous Wilkins owner, James Wilkins Jr., to acknowledge Philip and Kendra with the Legacy Award.
Good evening. I'm Jim Wilkins Jr., the former owner of Wilkins Shoe Center in Winchester, Virginia. I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for giving me this opportunity to speak to such an austere group, but also want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for giving Wilkins Shoe Center the Legacy Award for our 73 years of service to the community. I thought for some of you who are not familiar with the Shoe Center or the Wilkins family or the Brewer family, I give some background that might give you some insight into how we came about. My father, James R. Wilkins Sr., was born in 1910. He lived in Virgilina, Virginia, right on the North Carolina border near South Boston. At the age of 16, he didn't see much future, so he quit high school. And he had $250. He was a big man. He managed to go all the way to California, if you can imagine that, in 1926, at the age of 16. He lied about his age, because you had to be 18 to get a job in the California oil fields. He knew how to run heavy equipment, so he got a job running heavy equipment in the oil fields. My grandmother, his mother, was very concerned that he never finished high school, and she kept begging him to come home and at least get his high school diploma. So he returned home just about the time of the Depression and managed to get his high school diploma at Ferrum Prep School then, which was a junior college and prep school. He worked for the family business because they'd gone into bankruptcy, and he was asked to deliver a piece of equipment, very much like a bulldozer, to the only people who could buy equipment during the 30s, during the Depression, which was the federal government. And it was a dozer or grader going to George Washington National Forest outside of Edinburgh, Virginia, in the Lee Rangers District. He asked the federal agent about it, and he said, yes, they're looking for a forest ranger also. Why don't you apply for the job? So in 1930, he applied for the job, was hired, and you have to remember, he was born in 1910, so he was only 20 years of age. He knew how to run the heavy equipment. And of course, most of the Forest Service work then was providing fire safety, building fire lanes, building fire towers, and so forth. So that's how he got to the Valley of Virginia. 1933, President Roosevelt started the Civilian Conservation Corps. The very first camp was Camp Roosevelt, started in the Lee Ranger District in Edinburgh, Virginia. My father was chosen as the job superintendent of the first camp. Basically, you had two bosses in the Civilian Conservation Corps. The military had you from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning, and the job superintendent, or my father, had you during the day doing the work. This was so popular, it became so successful that there were 4,500 camps across the United States because every senator and every congressman wanted a camp in his district. His job was providing labor and support to build roads, bridges. Most of the work on the Skyline Drive was built by the CCC people. He stayed with the CCC during most all the 30s. World War II broke out. He was taken into the Army as a second lieutenant, even though he'd never gone to college, but he had the background. He stayed in the military, and then later on the Air Force broke off from the Army, and he finished the military in 1946 as a major in the Corps of Engineers in the Air Force. When he came out, of course, he got married in 1943. I was born in 1945. So now he really needed to settle down in his decision, where do I go to live? Well, he loved Edinburgh, Shenandoah County, but he realized it wasn't as strong an economic area. So he's kind of researched the valley and realized that Winchester was an area that he could come into and try to open up a business and try to do well here. In August 12, 1947, he opened up the shoe center, now known as Wilkins Shoe Center. He did very well. He worked long and hard, long hours every day, because what he really wanted to do was get into building and construction, which is the engineering part of his background, what he really knew. Even though he'd never been to college, was not formally trained, it's what he really knew. But everyone else knew him as Mr. Wilkins at Wilkins Shoe Center. He stayed with that business, and I, as a young man back in the 50s, when I was 14, 15, 16, I was big for my age, so I was always working in the store, either washing the windows, vacuuming the rug, or then later on selling shoes. I went away to college in '63, graduated from the University of Maryland in '67, came back to Winchester. I was married, had one child, kind of talked to my father, and he was kind of by then pinned down because he was running two businesses, which were two full-time businesses, plus he was chairman of the board of Shannon University and basically trying to run Shannon University, which was originally a Chamber of Commerce project. And that's the reason he received the Outstanding Citizen Award, because he was bringing Shannon University to Winchester in the 50s while he was running the shoe center and his real estate and construction business. So I took over Wilkins Shoe Center in August of 1967. And I ran that business hard. We moved in '69 because we wanted a bigger location. Moved from 1 and 3 South Loudoun to 13 South Loudoun. It was a bigger location. The mall was proposed, and my father was very active, as I was, in proposing the mall be built. We wanted a rear entrance so we could have parking, so we had access off Indian Alley, and we doubled the size of our store. We later on expanded it again and virtually tripled the size of the store. We had a lot of employees. We're very different in the types of employees we hire. We want full-time people that will stay with us for several years. We have a lot of benefits, which the Brewer family has continued. These benefits are like profit sharing, which means an employee working in retail business normally doesn't look to the future. In our business, they have a future because they have a retirement plan. We offer health insurance. We offer a lot of programs that most retail stores don't. We really, with the type of service we try to give and the quality of merchandise we try to sell, we need a better, more skilled employee. We're not a rack shoe store. We are a professional shoe store. We fill doctor's prescriptions. We do all the things that other people don't want to deal with. We deal with narrow widths, wide widths, big sizes, which your chain stores and department stores just don't want that customer. They want the middle 60 or 70% of the business, which wears everything in one width. We do the rest. I stayed with that business and gave my father a chance to separate, and we bought the building next door to the shoe center, and he opened up a Wilkins Development Corporation. He expanded that, building houses in the area, buildings, subdivisions, commercial property, and allowed him to really do what he wanted to do. In 2005, my son took very ill, was critically ill. It looked like he was not going to survive. And I was all of a sudden scared to death, because now, with my father deceased, my son critically ill, who was running our real estate and construction business, I realized I was going to have to do both. And the retail business is very confining. You're up 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I used to come in on Sundays also. Much to my wife's chagrin, I was very rarely at home. When he took ill and I realized I'm really caught, Kendra Brewer had worked for me for a number of years, working in our office. And I talked to Kendra, and basically then later talked to Phil, and Phil and Kendra agreed to take over the business. In 2005, they bought the store from me. We've always worked together, so we continue, even to this day, still work together, but they do own the store. It worked out well because Kendra is on the second floor primarily, does all the accounts receivable, accounts payable, marketing, advertising, allows Phil to do the buying and selling and work the first floor, does a lot of outsourcing, going out to companies and plants and fitting them in safety shoes, does that sort of thing. 3 years after he was here, he brought in his son, Madison Brewer, who is married in his 20s. And Madison is the store manager now. And it really is a good family business, continuing the same tradition, the same manner the Wilkins Shoe Center started off, which was my mother and father and myself. And now it's the Brewers, husband, wife, and their son running the business. And they've done a great job. They're an anchor for the community. The bulk of our business really comes from not only Winchester, Frederick County, but also in the tri-state region because of the unusual things we carry, from safety shoes to big sizes. People come from all over the United States to get our type of product. I'm very, very thrilled on behalf of the Wilkins family, but also for the Brewers, for them to receive the Chamber of Commerce Legacy Award. My father drove into my head back as early as I can remember working in the store that you have to have a strong Chamber of Commerce. You can have a great business, but if the business community doesn't bind together with a strong chamber, it's hard for one store to be successful. You need the chamber to help the activities in the community. And he's always felt that way. He was president of the chamber himself in 1954, received the Distinguished Service Award as Outstanding Citizen from the chamber. And later on, I was president of the Chamber of Commerce, and in 2014, I received the Distinguished Outstanding Citizen Award from the chamber. First father and son to receive that award, so I'm very proud of that. But I'm also proud of the fact that we have a strong, vibrant Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce is one of the reasons Shannon University is in Winchester, because when my father was president of the chamber, he recruited Shannon University and wrapped the university as a Chamber of Commerce project. So the chamber should always hold their head up high. The success that Shannon University has had in Winchester. I'm very proud personally of Kendra, Phil, and their son Madison for the great job they've done running the shoe center. They work at it hard. Phil is constantly out 4:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock at night. He's doing whatever he has to do to make the shoe center continue that legacy that we have had for 73 years, providing service to the community. If you provide service to the community, they'll also buy your shoes. So it's kind of service comes before the sale. I thank you on behalf of both families, and we look forward to a long, successful future for the Chamber of Commerce and for Wilkins Shoe Center.
Thank you, Jim, for sharing the rich legacy of the Wilkins family and now the Brewer family's contributions, not only to Wilkins Shoe Center, but to the Chamber and to the greater good of our community. Here to accept the first ever Top of Virginia Regional Chamber Legacy Award presented to Wilkins Shoe Center, our current owners, Philip and Kendra Brewer.
Hello, I'm Phil Brewer, and this is my wife, Kendra, and we are just so thankful and humbled tonight to receive this award, and also our son, Madison Brewer, who is unable to be here tonight. The first people I want to thank is the Winchester Frederick County Chamber of Commerce that is so invaluable to our community and to our business. Without them, it would be a very tough way to do business. They are so invaluable. The resources that they offer us, the networking, the relationships that the Chamber helps us build is just so important, and we're very thankful. And also, being a member of the Winchester Frederick County Chamber of Commerce, it gives our business integrity, and we're proud of that. I also want to thank this community, Winchester and Frederick County. We live in one of the greatest communities in the state of Virginia in the United States. We have all persevered together to make our businesses successful. And this last year, the business climate that we've all had to work hard, endure, and persevere through, we've all done it together, accomplished great things. And we're thankful for every business owner for sticking together and making our community a great place to do business. I also want to thank the Wilkins family. Mr. and Mrs. James R. Wilkins Sr., who founded Wilkins Shoe Center in 1947, that laid the foundation for our business. and Mr. and Miss Jim Wilkins Jr., who you just heard speak, Mr. Wilkins, that is still very involved in our business. We are so thankful for them and the input that he still gives us to help make our business successful. We are so thankful. So tonight, on behalf of our family, the Brewer family, thank you, Winchester, Frederick County Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you. And I wrote a speech, so I don't have anything to say, but thank you.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Kendra. 73 years as chamber members. Wow. As we continue this evening's program, it's my pleasure to recognize Valley Health as the presenting sponsor of the event and to thank them for their continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the CEO of Valley Health, Mr. Mark Nance.
Good evening. Welcome to the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber Greater Good Awards. Valley Health is pleased to be the sponsor of these awards tonight. For those of you who haven't met me, which is most of you since it's been a pandemic since I got here, my name's Mark Nance and I'm the new CEO. Fortunately for me, the board didn't want to learn a new name, so they just hired another Mark, and I took over for Mark Merrill. And I did that back in March of this year. And my wife Courtney and I have been here about 10 months, and we are really, really thankful for the warm welcome that the people of the Shenandoah Valley have given to us. It goes without saying that the past year has tested all of us in ways that we probably never would have imagined. If you told me a year ago when I took this job that we would still be in the middle of a pandemic, I don't think I could have quite believed it. It's kind of appropriate that we're in a movie theater tonight. It's the first time I've been in a movie theater for more than a year, and this has been somewhat like a movie for many of us, and somewhat maybe like a horror movie for a lot of us. But if you look close enough, you can just see countless examples of people being courageous, people being compassionate, people giving of themselves to try to make our community a better place. And I think that the people of Valley Health, the 6,000 men and women that work with Valley Health, I think have been great examples of how our men and women serve one another and serve this community. It's been about 1 year to the day that we received our first patient for COVID at Valley Health. And again, we thought we were ready. We really knew nothing about it. We had that first patient. We thought things were going to be okay. We never knew that the real peak wasn't going to come until January, February of this year. So we went from having one patient to 160. Our hospital went from a thriving place to a lot of great things happening to a place where we saw way too much disease, way too much suffering, and many people saw way too much death. But the thing that we know about this community is that it does stand up and it supports us. I can tell you that the people of Valley Health have felt incredibly supported. You supported your neighbors and local businesses as best you could, but you rallied behind our caregivers. The times that our people came in and we had people giving us food and people donating 25,000 masks to us. The kids who did posters and posted them in our yards, the vigils that people came, and when our caregivers looked out the window, they saw people cheering. It's a great thing, and I will tell you that it's been an emotional thing for many of our folks, and their resilience has been challenged. But the support that we got from this community has been amazing. But I think we do have to stop and think here for just a minute. We've lost so many lives to this pandemic. And I think it would be really appropriate for us right now if we could just take a couple seconds and if you'll just think about what we've been through and think about those we've lost and those that have suffered. So I would ask that you just take a moment of silence with me right now. Thank you. We're here this evening to recognize outstanding individuals and businesses for their community commitment, dedication to excellence, ethical and creative business practices, and celebrating Top of Virginia is also about remembering how great our place, this area is to do business. Not only are we in a great location, close to major interstates and our nation's capital, but our people and businesses make this a truly special place to live. Our values at Valley Health mirror how our community has risen through the pandemic. excellence in supporting one another, collaborating to answer the call, making decisions with integrity, turning problems into solutions, using innovation, and showing compassion to one another, and having the courage to do the right thing. I can say with confidence that these same values also apply to the organizations and individuals that we will be honoring tonight. It hasn't been easy, but you've gone above and beyond in your own unique ways. I am humbled that Valley Health was among the organizations nominated for recognition tonight. Before I conclude my remarks, I would like to thank Alamo Drafthouse for doing this. This is the first time that I've been out in Winchester with this many people, and I can tell you I miss it. I mean, I would have gone anywhere you told me I could go and be around some folks. This has just been so nice to feel somewhat normal. To my fellow chamber members and on behalf of Valley Health System, thank you for the contributions to our community, and congratulations to all recipients of this evening's Greater Good Awards. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. We appreciate Valley Health's continued support of the Greater Good Awards, and to you specifically for your outstanding leadership throughout 2020, and an official welcome to you and your wife, Courtney, to the Shenandoah Valley. I'd also like to take this time to thank all of our sponsors who support this event. Of course, our presenting sponsor, Valley Health, our platinum sponsor, First Bank, gold sponsors, Cundiff & Associates, CPA, PC, iHeartMedia, and YHB, CPAs and consultants, along with our silver sponsor, Absolute Altitude, who's taking your photos tonight out in the lobby. Be sure to stop in if you didn't get a picture ahead of time. Also wanted to let you know that this event will be broadcast in full over social media, so if your friends or family want to see the event of the night, you'll be able to share that with them. I also want to recognize the people who work behind the scenes to make the work of the Chamber possible, especially tonight, our staff. Corey Campbell, our new Director of Marketing and Communications, whose passion for video has sure come in handy during this time, and Dan Hitchcock, our Membership Development Specialist. Many of you have mentioned to me how important it has been to hear from him and other Chamber members throughout the year, just checking in on you. We thank you for your endurance through the year to keep your businesses running and providing goods and services. To Danita Roble, everybody give her a big hand of applause. I hope she can hear it. She is the Director of Event Management. She has taken on this new event in its infancy in a new location while learning a new job, and I think she's done a fantastic job of this tonight. And Billy Worley, our Director of Membership Development. He's the one that's touching the members consistently with phone calls, emails, following up, helping everybody stay connected. Thank you to our staff. And the Chamber staff couldn't do what we do without the help of our dedicated volunteers. Tonight, you'll see helping us Amy Feathers, Brandi Campbell with Valley Health Urgent Care, Carmen Richmond with Heart of the Home Design Build, Jill Edlick, Ravenwood Foundation and the Wine Club for Women, Dr. Dave Miles with Dr. Dave Leadership Corporation, Matt Martz of the Management Group, Sierra Collins of Sierra Learnership Collaborative, and students from the Interact Group at Hanley High School here in Winchester. Thank you to all of you volunteers. Once again, we just see how collaboration is so, so important and how well displayed it is in our region. Tonight's event, hosted by the Alamo Drafthouse, is certainly different than our past events, but what a wonderful new venue and presentation. Attendees are seated throughout multiple theaters tonight with safety and health precautions in effect. All of our winners will be ushered from their assigned seat into Theater 6 to accept their awards so everyone can see them on the big screen. This year, we've added a very special award, and we know you'll agree. The Circle of Excellence Award is being presented to a select group of individuals representing the healthcare industry in our region, those who have gone above and beyond the call of duty to assure and protect the health and well-being of our entire region. Responding to the COVID-19 pandemic has tested the healthcare resources of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and the resilience of its healthcare providers. And although innumerable people in various roles in our community have worked tirelessly to respond to the challenges, these 5 individuals have served in especially prominent roles, leading the efforts to protect the health of everyone across the region. And I know they'll want us to say that they represent teams of people that they represent. This award is to honor their work, sacrifice, and professional excellence during this challenging time. These individuals have displayed an extraordinary dedication to this mission. Please come forward when your name is called to accept this special award as a token of our appreciation for the amazing work that you continue to do in keeping our community informed, healthy, open, and safe. So our award winners are making their way from Theater 1 over to Theater 6. They should be here in just a moment. In the meantime, while we're waiting, I also want to give a really big shout out to Shenandoah University and all of the staff and volunteers that have worked and collaborated together with Valley Health and the Virginia Department of Health to provide vaccinations in a safe place. They've been a model to our entire region, state, and nation for how to get this done. And now, to accept the awards for the 2020 Circle of Excellence, we begin with Dr. Colin Green, District Director for the Virginia Department of Health, Lord Fairfax District. Dr. Green?
Probably what I'm going to say will repeat a lot of the things that have been said already. But if I had to sum up the activities in the last year, I'd have to say community and collaboration and volunteerism have been the theme of the success in fighting off this COVID virus and in getting the community vaccinated so we can put the darn thing to bed for good. A year ago, one of the first organizations on deck to stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder with the health department was Valley Health. When we were facing an outbreak in a nursing home, and we got our first taste of just how horrible this virus was, it was already widespread in the nursing home and it ended up killing over 20 people by the time it was done. And Valley Health and Dr. Fight and his crew were right there to set up testing, to assist with coordinating the care, and to help the nursing home do its best to separate the well from the sick. That particular pattern was repeated over and over again. Along comes the vaccine. Valley Health is still there, and lo and behold, Shenandoah University stands up and said, look, we've got this big, beautiful gym. What can we do? And the result is the vaccination site that you see. Even with all 3 organizations, none of it would work without literally the myriad of volunteers, individual volunteers that have brought their time and their skills. Some come out of retirement, some have just spent extra time after their work is done to make these vaccination sites work, to make it all possible. So, I mean, I'm grateful for this. I will put this over at the health department because I tell my folks anytime the boss gets an award, it's because they did a good job. So I'll show this to him. This is them. This is really their award. But really, it's the community's award because none of this would have been possible without this community. So thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Green. And next, Dr. Jeff Fight, Valley Health Community and Population Health Officer.
I want to thank you all so much, and I want to echo Dr. Green's last comment. You don't get things like this without having an incredible team, and I know Tanya Brown and Jason Craig are here tonight, and none of this happens without them and without many other people who've done incredible work this year. So thank you to the community, and thank you to the team who's really done this, and this is really for everybody. So appreciate your recognition. And
sure.
Really proud to be part of that team.
Thanks, Dr. Fight. And next, Dr. Yad Sabah, Valley Health Chief Physician Executive.
I'd like to thank the Chamber and the community for the recognition. I'm a newcomer, arrived here 2 years ago, and I'm very blessed to be surrounded by a great team in the medical community and the partnership with the public health and the community member. We couldn't handle this epidemic without your support and collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sabah. And next, Dr. Nicholas Restrepo, Valley Health Quality and Patient Safety Officer, Vice President of Medical Affairs at Winchester Medical Center.
Thank you. I don't have a whole lot to add other than those comments that have been made about the fact this is really an award that recognizes a team of people that collaborated, built on prior years of working together on other issues and other public health challenges, and really excelled during this past year. I'm very grateful. Thank you to the Chamber.
Thank you, sir. And finally, the fifth recipient of the 2020 Circle of Excellence Award goes to Mr. Mark Nance, CEO of Valley Health.
So I'm the one that totally doesn't deserve it because these folks led the charge. These folks led the clinical efforts. We just tried to make things happen. Somebody asked me to try to put it in a word what the vaccine, what the pandemic has meant. One soundbite. I would tell you that one soundbite, I've been doing this for 33 years. I've never done anything more meaningful or more important than respond to this pandemic with people like these good doctors. So we really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
What an honor. Thank you again for your excellent work in these trying times. Now for the portion of the evening that we've all been waiting for, the presentation of the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber Good Awards. Each year we honor the best of the best in our business community, and this year is no exception. I'm honored to play a small part in recognizing 6 very special businesses and individuals that epitomize character, leadership, and community involvement. Choosing the award winners is never an easy task because each of the nominees is very deserving. We think you'll agree that all of the award recipients exemplify the qualities of creativity, innovation, hard work, risk, professionalism, and commitment. This year especially, we want to honor all the businesses that made it this far. A round of applause to all who exhibited resilience in 2020. The Holly Awards are being chosen by an impartial committee of past board chairs based on criteria indicated. This evening, we'll recognize all of those nominated for these prestigious awards, as well as the 6 award winners. All of these individuals and companies have made noteworthy contributions to the greater good of our community and are worthy of recognition. Nominees, we ask you please stand as we read your name. I do ask that the audience please hold your applause until all of the names in each category have been read. So let's get started with announcing all of the nominees in their categories. The Emerging Leader Award is to reward an outstanding young business person in our community. We're very pleased and proud to recognize a couple of up-and-coming young leaders. The nominees for the Emerging Leader Award are Greg Vossler and Lauren Gwynn. Please stand and be recognized. The nominees for Entrepreneur of the Year are Tom Stamulus of the True North Group and Will Lawrence of Edward Jones Investments. Again, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations. The nominees for the Small Business of the Year Award are Clutter Troops, James Emo of Edward Jones Investments, Kimberly's, Netmaker Communications, and True North Group. Again, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations. Our nominees for the Large Business of the Year are Blue Ridge Industries, Shenandoah University, The Village at Orchard Ridge, Valley Health, and YHB CPAs and Consultants. Again, please give them a round of applause. And this year, we've added a very special and well-deserved category, the Nonprofit of the Year. The nominees for the Nonprofit of the Year are Child Safe Center, the I'm Just Me Movement, Literacy Volunteers, the Laurel Center, United Way, and Valley Assistance Network. Please recognize them and give them a round of applause. And finally, the nominees for the Citizen of the Year Award are Jen Shea Roop, Lauren Gwynn, Dr. Nicholas Restrepo, Sheriff Lenny Milholland, Sabra Veach, and Tina Colbreth Stevens. Please give them all a round of applause. Well deserved. I ask you please join me in congratulating these outstanding individuals and these businesses. Now, due to time constraints, tonight we're not going to be able to share each nominee's entire story. Otherwise, we'd be here until Monday because so much happens for these in this community. But you will be able to read them in their entirety in the April edition of the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber's Voice of Business monthly newsletter. So again, give them all a round of applause if you would. And winners, we ask you this. When your name is announced, please meet the usher at the bottom of the stairs. You'll be escorted to the podium to receive your award and to say a few words of acceptance. All right, here we go. Our first Holly Award this evening is the 2020 Entrepreneur of the Year. The Entrepreneur of the Year Award was created in 2012 to recognize an individual business person who has conceived and created a thriving business that has been in existence for at least 3 years. The individual has made an investment in starting a business and taken a risk to make it successful. The entrepreneur has demonstrated success in the same areas of growth, economic impact, creativity, leadership, community involvement, and business ethics by which the other awards are determined. Ms. Danita, the envelope, please. And we say congratulations to Tom Stamulus of the True North Group. And here are a few words from your nominator.
This chamber member is truly a professional of the highest order. Not only is he highly skilled in cybersecurity, but he can articulate that knowledge to his clients in a way that they can easily understand. He has a friendly nature that puts you at ease. He always puts his clients' interests first. He cares deeply for others and has demonstrated that many different times. Tom Stamulus and True North Group are a top-tier company, and I would highly recommend them to any company for their cybersecurity needs.
First of all, I want to congratulate Will Lawrence on his nomination. I think just to be nominated is, I was very humbled to do that. I also want to say that after a year of working with Zoom, it's easy for me to look at the camera instead of the monitor. So I've gotten a lot of practice with that, and I think a lot of us have. So it's really, it's a nice way to go. But I want to thank Les for the nomination. I really do appreciate that. I also want to thank the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber for the awards. I think it's amazing to do this community involvement and to recognize members of the community. So, and what the chamber does, I think is really a wonderful thing, and I'm a huge advocate for it. And if I can help them grow and help our small businesses grow, I will continue to do that. I did move here. I moved here in 2018. And one of the things was I'd lived in Reston for a long time, and I spent a large majority of my life in the military, and I never really felt a sense of community wherever I was. Part of it was, the requirements of the military or the travel that I did as a consultant. But moving here, it changed for me. The entire community was very welcoming. When I first moved here, I didn't even have a job. I had left my firm and wasn't really sure what I was going to do. But I ultimately decided that I wanted to stay with cybersecurity, but focus on something different. And what I really wanted to focus on was helping small and medium businesses. And I think we've talked a little bit about it with community. You think about Wilkins Shoe and how long it's been here. And for me, as a professional, to see them be hurt or have to go out of business because of a breach, we don't just lose jobs, we lose a piece of our community, and we lose it forever. So I think it's for me, this has become a mission to help our business owners deal with this unknown threat. and I continue to want to do that. But I want to say thank you to a couple of people real quick. I want to thank BNI Wealth Builders, because when I came here, I didn't know anybody, and I really appreciate the friendships and the professionals that I got to work with. I want to thank Lord Fairfax Community College, especially Christine Kriz, because she believed in me when I had just started, and she helped me to become their cybersecurity advisor. And now I'm working with all of Virginia as a cybersecurity advisor. And a couple other individuals I want to thank I really want to thank Hunter, who is my intern. And lastly, I'd like to thank Sierra Collins, who knows without her help, I probably would have never got to here, because I would have never done all the things that I needed to do. So thank you very much. And everybody have a great evening.
Tom, congratulations. Thank you so much. Our second Holly Award this evening is the 2020 Small Business of the Year Award. To qualify for the Small Business of the Year, a business must have fewer than 50 employees, have been in business in the top of Virginia region for at least 3 years, and meet the same criteria of growth, economic impact, creativity, leadership, community involvement, and ethics, as well as all the awards. The envelope, please, Ms. Danita. And the winner is, congratulations to Kimberly's, our Small Business of the Year Award. Now a few words from our nominator.
I think Kimberly's has been a true asset to Winchester for the 31 years that she's been in business. Her shop has expanded, and she has changed directions of her emphasis to service a greater number of people with the men's shop in 2014, the women's shop 11 years ago, kids shop, and recently opened the gourmet shop, all with high quality and elegance, yet accessible to all. Her store is always decorated for the season, a true showcase in the town, in its prominent location in Old Town. Kimberly's shop is welcoming to visitors and townspeople alike. Everyone who visits the shop has high praise for the service with a smile from Kimberly and all of her employees, including her daughter Haley. It's a true family-owned small business. She has a great staff, and they are all terrific. Kimberly's is truly dedicated and works very hard. Her attention to detail is unsurpassed. She is also very charitable with the community and was on the board of hospice for approximately 15 years and works together with other business in Winchester and the surrounding area. I think recognition of Kimberly and her business is well deserved. So that is why I recommended Kimberly and Kimberly's for the Chamber of Commerce Small Business of the Year Award.
Hi, thank you very much. I'm Kimberly Sowers. I very, very much appreciate this honor and also want to recognize all the other nominees. Wonderful company to be held in. I also want to thank the Chamber and being part of the Chamber. I have been on the board, I have served in different capacities, and have always found them to be very supportive, personally, business, and for the community all the way around. I also would like to go through a little bit of, after 32 years of the support that it takes to get to where I am today. And family is the bedrock of that for me. My mother, my father have always stood beside me and supported me through lots of interesting decisions that I've made. My husband, Barry, and I have 5 wonderful children who have known nothing but a working mother all these years, so I guess they were lucky that they just didn't know any better, but that mom worked 7 days a week, but always somehow found some time for them. Staff, I have staff members that I've had for 24 years, 14 years, very long, wonderful relationships, and without them by my side every day, nothing could happen at Kimberly's. And then my customers, who are not just customers, they're friends. It's amazing the relationships that I have built with my customers and my staff with my customers. They are our friends. I'm dealing with 4th generation now, lots and lots of wonderful memories there. And I just want to touch on the one word came to mind when I was contemplating what I might say, and being proud and pride is a lot of it. After listening to Mr. Wilkins, I feel so much the same way about Winchester, our community, and how proud I am to be a part of it, and for the store to be such an integral part of just our old town, the building itself, and just enjoying being in the Shenandoah Valley, and how very, very proud I am to be living in Winchester and in this beautiful, wonderful community. I thank you very much. We've got our second generation started working at the store now. My oldest daughter runs the ladies' store. I couldn't be prouder, and I look forward to a very bright future for Kimberly's. Thank you very much for the acknowledgement. And thanks for the award.
Congratulations, Kimberly. Our next Holly Award is the 2020 Large Business of the Year. The Large Business of the Year Award has been presented by the Chamber of Commerce on an annual basis for decades. It's presented to a business with 50 or more employees. It's been in business in the Clark County, Frederick County, and Winchester region for a minimum of 3 years. The criteria by which winners are judged are, again, growth, economic impact, creativity, leadership, community involvement, and ethics in business practices. Mr. Nina, the envelope, please. Our 2020 Large Business of the Year Award winner is YHB CPAs and Consultants. Congratulations. And now some words from your nominator.
During the busiest time of year, this Chamber members team flipped the switch to helping our community businesses survive and individuals find answers. They helped hundreds of clients apply for PPP loans, navigate the HR workplace nightmare that COVID-19 created, and hosted thousands of viewers on free webinars. Individuals within went as far as to meet clients outside their personal homes and stepped into advisory roles with our community organizations to assure people had the right information. Numerous team members volunteered to answer questions around the clock for the community and research the ever-changing laws coming out of the state and federal government. Over 180 staff members were pushed to utilize company time to make themselves available in the community, including when the racial injustice movement came to Winchester. Employees were allowed to participate in peaceful demonstrations without taking paid time off, and the Cameron office hung signs of support of the community during the marches downtown. 2020 was a year we would all like to forget and move on from, but I am so proud of the YHB family for serving our community with passion, resources, and hope. Hope that no matter what the future holds, as a community, we are unstoppable.
What an incredible evening. Let me start by saying Scott Molden, the president of Yount, Hyde & Barbour, was unable to be here tonight due to a family commitment, so I have the privilege of accepting this award. And I just want to congratulate all of the nominees and the winners tonight. Looking at the list of nominees, we are truly blessed to have so many wonderful organizations in the region. It is an honor to even be mentioned alongside the organizations. Congratulations, and thank you for all that you do to be part of what makes our community great. I would also like to take a moment to thank the Chamber and all of the staff. What a wild year this has been. If there was ever a time when businesses and not-for-profits needed the Chamber of Commerce, it was last year and still today, because it's not over yet. We partner a lot with the Chamber, so I have a glimpse of some of the work that they do. And let me just say that this team is some of the hardest working people advocating for our region that I have ever met. Thank you. There's an incredible amount of work that goes into these events, webinars, connecting people, and compiling business resources. Our community is stronger because of the work that you're doing. All right, Large Business of the Year. I will try to make this part brief because we prefer to talk about how great others are doing. However, I'll break from character for a moment to say this truly means so much to our team, many of which are working still right now because, of course, it is tax season. Every day, I get to work with some of the sharpest and most dedicated people in the industry. I could tell you story after story of YHB team members taking calls from clients after hours or meeting a client outside their home simply because their computer is not working. This past year has felt like a never-ending busy season for most. And despite the constant barrage of federal and state changes or the sleepless nights, they continue to serve our community with the same zeal as when they started. And I am so proud to work with such great people. Lastly, I would like to thank you, our community. If there's one theme that I've heard throughout the evening, it's community. Without each of the businesses, individuals, and not-for-profits who work tirelessly to improve this place we call home, we wouldn't be here. While YHB has grown to be one of the largest accounting firms in the region, we never forget our roots. When we were founded in 1947 on the back porch of Mr. Hyde's house in downtown Winchester, the mission of the firm was set. We remain steadfast in the dedication to trust and excellence, values at which we still adhere to. Thank you once again. We are truly honored by this award and so incredibly grateful to be a member of this community.
We'll now present the 2020 Emerging Leader Award. This award will recognize an outstanding young person who has demonstrated strong leadership potential. This person is under the age of 40, is employed by a chamber member organization, has worked in the local community for at least 3 years, has been active in the community during that time, and worked toward developing their leadership skills through personal or professional development. Mr. Need of the envelope, please. Ta-da! And this year's award winner is Greg Bossler. Greg, congratulations. Come on down. And here's a few words from your nominator.
This chamber member is an inspiration for all that have had the privilege of getting to know him. He has a thirst for personal knowledge and success while recognizing that success comes not only through his profession, but through his relationships with his family and his contributions to his community. The result is a strong, emotionally mature leader that has an incredible career and life ahead of him. Having already established himself as an influential leader in our community, he serves on the board of directors at the Topper Virginia Regional Chamber. He is a board member at the Child Safe Center and a board member for the Shenandoah Valley Discovery Museum. This member has tremendous initiative as evidenced by his involvement with other young leaders in our community. He has organized professional development meetings for sales professionals with the goal of sharing experiences and learning from each other while remaining extremely creative in utilizing his personal skills to maximize the positive impact on others. What really stands out to me about the Emerging Leader of the Year is his personal character. He is very approachable, a great listener, and consistently seeks out advice from others through mentorship as a means to learn and grow. He truly cares about the people in his life, and it shows in all he does. Despite his young age, he has shown significant emotional maturity with strong insight into himself and others. This allows him to be emotionally aware and empathetic at all times. I highly recommend Greg for the Emerging Leader Award. His impact on our community has only just begun, but I am confident his name will be one that we speak of for many, many years to come.
Wow. First off, thank you. A few thank yous. To my wife, Chelsea. I think she deserves probably the greatest thanks. My two boys at home watching this. I'm not sure why you're alone right now, but thank you. Thank you for putting up with my obsessive and overwhelming schedule and everything I threw at you over the last year. To the chamber staff, board of directors, and members, because of this organization, I have made connections that are now friendships, mentorships, and beyond. It all started here. I offer a sincere thank you to everyone in here. To my 150 plus teammates at our Baltimore facility and to the leadership at Green Bay Packaging, you've given me an opportunity to be part of such a wonderful organization, and I look forward to succeeding with every one of you. You know, I feel like when you're a recipient of an award like this, you want to say something that will inspire, motivate, or at least entertain the audience. One of my main goals in life is to make a difference in someone's life every single day. And at the end of this, I hope I will have accomplished that. Throughout my life, as many of you, there's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs. The highs, marriage, my children, athletic achievement, and success at work, and the lows, death, personal loss, and disappointment, have each taught me something, and seeing that I'm a millennial, I wanted to speak directly to the younger generation. Lesson number 1, control the controllables. Sometimes it feels like someone else is pulling the strings and we've lost all control. However, here are a few things that you indeed do control: your attitude, your effort, your emotions, your beliefs, who you associate with, and how much you appreciate the things you currently have. When you take a step back and realize how much you are actually in control, your path becomes clear and success follows. Only 25 more points, young people. Lesson 2, water your own grass. Just kidding, not 25. People sometimes forget to take care of where they are. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greenest where you water it. Invest in you. Dedicate yourself to your team, your family, and your professional growth, and watch how far you go. Lesson 3, quality over quantity. Many people today believe that being productive means being busy, when in reality, that just isn't true. You can be busy all day and still get nothing achieved. So take a step back and ask yourself, what is important to get accomplished today? What is important to get accomplished this month and this year, and work on that. Lesson 4, find a tribe and build something great together. Dwayne Johnson once said, what you do isn't nearly as important as who you do it with. At the end of the day, you can put all the effort you want, but if you're not with the right partners, you aren't going to reap the benefits of your hard work. It's so important to surround yourself with the right people, because you are the average of the 5 people you associate with most. In closing, I truly hope that what I've shared connected with at least one person somewhere and made a difference. Thank you to everyone who has helped me get to this point in my life, and a future thanks to those who helped me get to that next step. Thank you, and God bless.
Congratulations, Greg. I'm so proud. Greg grew up across the street from me, and the number of times that I heard him throwing a tennis ball against the garage door as he was pitching in his driveway, to watch him grow up, I'm very, very proud, very happy for you, Greg. And I'm also feeling really old right now, but congratulations, well deserved. Our next holiday award for this 2020 Nonprofit of the Year Award. Our Nonprofit of the Year was included for the outstanding work that's accomplished by all of those who love to serve their community. It's an organization in the Clark County, Frederick County, and Winchester region for a minimum of 3 years. The criteria of which winners are judged are growth, economic impact, creativity, leadership, community involvement, and ethics in business practices. Ms. Danita, the envelope, please. And we say congratulations to this year's award winner, United Way NSV, Valley Assistance Network. Congratulations, and here's a few words from Scott Harvard, your nominator.
All right, it is my pleasure to have been the person to nominate the United Way of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and the Valley Assistance Network as our Nonprofit of the Year for the Chamber's Greater Goods Award. The United Way of the Northern Shenandoah Valley is dear to my heart. I've witnessed all the good that they do in our community. They've been around for over 75 years serving our community, and for the last 15 or more, they've raised over $1 million a year to give back into our community. They're an awesome conduit for funding for people in need in our communities. Nadine Pottinger is a great leader of her team, and the impact that they have on our broader community is remarkable. Through the United Way of the Northern Shenandoah Valley, Nadine and her team introduced us to the ALICE population, the asset limited, income constrained. It's been a real eye-opener for many of us to realize that that population can use our help, and for Nadine and her team to develop vehicles through which we can actually offer help. So they've been a great catalyst for helping people in our community beyond the core mission of the United Way. In addition, the United Way of the Northern Shenandoah Valley spawned the Valley Assistance Network. Jennifer runs that, does a great job with it, and they've become a central resource for people in need in our community, and really made it much more efficient to find services when people have a need. And that's been really compounded, or I'll say accentuated during the COVID crisis, as that's been the vehicle or the conduit through which over $600,000 of federal CARES funding has been delivered to folks in our community and help make their lives better and help get them through this COVID crisis. So it's a great organization. It makes a tremendous impact on people in our community. They lead all of us to do good works, whether it's the Day of Caring, whether it's VAN, whether it's employee contributions through payroll deduction. They're just a wonderful organization that makes a difference in our community. And I really feel privileged and honored to have nominated the United Way of the Northern Shenandoah Valley as our nonprofit of the year. So thank you for your support, and Nadine and team, thank you for everything you do.
Okay, well, y'all, I might be the first nominee tonight to cry. I am overwhelmed, and just thank you all so much for this amazing award. It has been a really hard year in nonprofit. You know, you don't get a lot of thank yous along the way, and we certainly do not do this job for the thank yous, but man, this is a really great thank you. So we're really appreciative. First, I want to acknowledge all the organizations that were nominated tonight. We work with so many of them, and they are all great in their own right. So just take a look at that list again, and please know that each and every one of them is special to us, and they all deserve to be up here with us because we were really all in this together. Second, I want to thank the Chamber for this incredible nomination and this award, and just their partnership. The Chamber has been an incredible partner of United Way for, I don't know, I think Danita might have looked it up because I just said a long, long time because I've lost count. They have been incredible in helping us connect with businesses and really build our mission, and especially with COVID, helping us get the word out about the services we were providing. So they were an incredible partner. Third, I want to thank each and every person out there who supported us throughout this year and have supported us throughout our existence, but especially this year. In a year where so many of you could have said no, I'm thinking of a whole group of Valley Health folks. I know you have a whole auditorium over there. In a year where you could have said, yeah, we're dealing with a lot. There's a lot of sick people. We can't really help you right now. A lot of our businesses were moving their operations online. We're working through social distancing. In a year where you could have said no, you said yes. And this is why we're here today. This is why we were able to do what we did this year, is because you said yes. You not only said yes, you said heck yes. We are in this with you. And I just can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. This is why we were able to do all the awesome stuff that we did this year. It was because of all of you. Lastly, I want to thank my incredible staff and our board of directors. I have the absolute best team working for me in the entire planet. Had you told me when I got into a nonprofit career that I would end up running a nonprofit during a global pandemic, I would have told you that I wanted the team that I have right now in order to get through it. So a huge kudos to them and to our awesome board of directors for supporting us in all of our work. So I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer, who's really the brains and the passion behind our Valley Assistance Network, who was there for so much of our community and our families this year.
All right, so thank you, Nadine. You might make me cry now.
I made it through.
So we want to thank everyone who has believed in the Valley Assistance Network from the beginning 3 years ago. It's hard to believe it's only been 3 years because it feels like an eternity ago. But for everyone who has supported us and put us in the right position to be able to respond to the growing needs of our community in 2020. We're so thankful to our local governments who entrusted us with CARES Act funding, and grateful for our donors who contributed their resources to the COVID-19 Relief Fund, because you all are what made it possible for us to be able to help so many families. We've always been here for families who have never needed help before, and you know, they're Alice families, asset limited, income constrained, employed, if y'all don't know yet. And that was never truer than when COVID-19 hit. We were flooded with calls and continue to be, because the reality is that people are still struggling in our community. So we want to thank our clients too, who have really trusted us and been vulnerable through some really, really tough times in their life, because our clients are really what drives us to do what we do, along with an amazing leader like Nadine.
Sweet.
So,
Well, thank you. Thank you to this amazing community. I know every nominee has said it, but it's just such a privilege to work here and have been working in this pandemic with just such a great community and so much support behind us. So thank you. This is really for all of you guys too.
Congratulations, well deserved. We'll now present the 2020 award for the Citizen of the Year. The Citizen of the Year award also dates back many years and is considered to be the most prestigious of the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber Awards. It's granted to an individual who has demonstrated high ethics and integrity, leadership traits and creativity, and whose actions have positively impacted the local community. Now, the envelope, please, Miss Danita. And now the 2020 Citizen of the Year Award goes to Dr. Nicholas Restrepo. Congratulations. Here's a few words from John Lamanna.
The Citizen of the Year is a person of purpose and commitment. His work in the community demonstrates an evident purpose to promote the care and support to our most vulnerable, and a genuine commitment to tackle any barrier that gets in the way of his purpose. This chamber member recognized the epidemic level of substance abuse in our region. In response, he was a catalyst for the development of the Northern Shenandoah Substance Abuse Coalition. He remains integral in its continued operation and effectiveness. This member recognized early the potential devastation of the COVID-19 pandemic may indeed cause our region. He has been the coordinating and strategic force through Valley Health to launch both the coronavirus testing and more recently, the coronavirus vaccination. He is indeed a citizen of our community that has risen to the challenge that have and continue to adversely impact us all. In conclusion, a final thought comes to mind, as in the movie It's a Wonderful Life, the story of what a town would be like if a person had not been born. Where would we be without Dr. Nicholas Restrepo? I'd rather not think it. We are indeed fortunate that he is with us.
Thank you. I'd like to thank those individuals that nominated me. I'm humbled, and believe it or not, I'm quite frankly speechless, and that's fairly rare. Fortunately, the Chamber, Deneen, warned us to have written comments in the event we ended up there, so I'll resort to those. There are so many people to thank and recognize for the support and partnership over the years that I won't name them all individually in order to get you home tonight at a reasonable time. Tomorrow, as Mark Nance mentioned, marks the one-year anniversary of COVID-19 in our community. The team at Valley Health has been intensely preparing for its arrival since December of 2019. It's been a journey of learning and continual improvement, of collaboration, innovation, excellence, and courage like none other, all for the greater good. For many months, it was 24/7, as we learned from each other and from our colleagues across the globe. Every presentation started with 3 words that will forever be etched in my mind: at this time. The landscape changed continually. We had to turn a health system extending well beyond the buildings of Valley Health on a dime, sometimes several times a day. The collaboration within Valley Health was unprecedented, with so many heroes rising to the challenge. The nurses, physicians, respiratory therapists, Valley medical transport teams, the broader EMS first responder community, the law enforcement community, so many others putting themselves at risk to care for us and for our loved ones. All those at the bedside were supported by extraordinary people. A lab team that since the beginning of the pandemic has processed 120,000 COVID tests. A materials management team that looked far and wide and sourced PPE so that our teams were protected. As mentioned earlier, the recent vaccination effort. 35,000 citizens of our health district have been vaccinated through our various clinics that we've stood up. A total of 80,000 plus vaccines have been administered. All these people standing up and caring for the 1,700 patients that have been hospitalized at Valley Health facilities during the pandemic, and the thousands of others with their other healthcare needs. Our future is very bright. We have to take what we've learned in the past year and move forward caring for those that entrust their care to us. I look forward to many more years of helping Valley Health partner with others, and live our mission of serving our community by improving health. Thank you very much, and thank you to the Chamber. I'm very honored. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Well deserved. Ask you please join me in congratulating tonight's awards winners, those individuals and businesses that have displayed leadership, creativity, and commitment to excellence for the greater good of our region. Let's give all our winners a big round of applause. At this time, we'll bring back John Fox, Chair of the Top Virginia Regional Chamber Board of Directors, and he'll draw the winning raffle tickets for the Chamber's 50-50 raffle. Winning ticket holder, please see Danita in the lobby.
Well, the total winning someone will have for tonight is $460. A nice payout for tonight. And tonight's 50-50 ticket number is 243-6340. That's 243-6340.
Guess what? That is awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you all for coming this evening. We appreciate it. The bar will be open if you'd like to stick around. We do ask you please drive safely, and we thank you for attending our awards and hope to see you again next year. It's been great being out in person, although a little social distance. Hopefully next year we can be out in person again and a little closer. Stay safe, wear your mask, social distance, and have a great evening. Thank you so much.